Do Go On's 500th episode is coming to Melbourne at the Capitol Theatre on Saturday, April 26th, and here's a ticket update. We've now sold 80% of all tickets. So if you want to get involved, you might want to go to dogoonpod.com. That's Saturday, April 26th for Do Go On 500. Welcome to another episode of Do Go On. Bristol, how you doing out there? Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Thank you. Man, it's good to be here in the city of the bridge.
Yeah. We love that bridge.
Yeah, what a... We went over a different bridge today, and we were like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Boo, why do you even exist?
Yeah.
There's a better bridge just over there.
What's that bridge called?
The one that we love?
Yeah.
Your favourite bridge, what's it called?
What's it called? Your favourite bridge in the whole wide world? Obviously you know the name.
It's one of my favourites.
Where's it sit in the top 5?
I'd say 2.
Okay. And it's called...
Well, because I've become so close to it, I normally have a nickname for it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the official name that that others call it, but I call it Bridgie.
Pretty good.
Is it the Bristol Bridge?
No.
Suspension Bridge?
That's getting closer.
Oh, it's the Suspension Bridge.
Yeah, but it's also got another word in there.
Oh, well, they
Clifton,
don't think
is that
so.
right? Clifton Suspension Bridge. I know your bridge. I love your bridge.
Yeah, I just call him Cliff.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. Real sturdy like.
We're not going to talk about the bridge today. I'm so sorry to say. I do have a Bristol story coming up for you though. So, but before we get there, we always ask, give us a cheer if you've ever heard the podcast before. Brilliant. Yeah. And we also follow up with this question, and feel free to shout your lungs out right now if you've never heard the show ever before in your life.
A few. Great. Right here in the front row? Every time. They're always in the fucking front row.
I think that's 8 shows in a row on this tour. And you just said no. Does that mean you haven't heard the show? Or no, I have heard the show?
Now you're speaking our language.
Yeah.
That is actually...
That's Australian.
I reckon you have heard it before from that. You know what we're about. So, for the people that haven't heard it, we take it in turns here to report on a topic which is often suggested to us by one of the listeners. We go away, do a little bit of research, then bring it back to the group. Now, it is my turn to do the report this week, and we always start...
They did not give a shit about that.
Yeah. Do you remember the first...
Whenever it's me or Jess doing the report, people stand up, they cheer.
Yeah.
But whenever it's Dave, it's sad, actually.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, fuck, why do we come to the duds night?
Yeah.
Because that's what you all call him, the dud.
A little glimpse behind the curtain. It's usually the opposite, and I didn't pause there because I didn't want you to make them feel bad. So the question is, to get us on the topic...
You're a piece of shit.
I'll throw it to these guys, and then I'll see if anyone in the crowd knows if they, don't get to the right answer. But the question is, what kind of animal is 1930s Bristol local celebrity Alfred?
Ooh.
The local rugby team is called the Bears, so I'm going to go for bear.
No.
Is that right, though, the Bears? Okay, fuck, thank God. Rugby? Yep.
There's one sports fan here.
Big rugby fandom in here tonight. Big overlap, I think.
Is it going to be an animal that Matt will be annoyed at himself for not picking?
Yes, it will be.
So it's a primate?
It is a primate, yeah.
That's not the end of my guess.
You were doing really well here.
Thank you. Is it a... Can I just see your iPad for a second?
Is it... I'm going to say orangutan.
Incorrect?
I was going to say that. Chimpanzee.
No.
I was going to say marmoset.
I was going to say gorilla.
It is Alfred the gorilla. You are correct.
My next guess was going to be Elaine's brown titty. But I don't think that's a real one, so the odds of it being that were pretty long.
Pretty long.
Now, I say it's a 1930s Bristol local celebrity, but are you locals, the people that are local to Bristol, are you aware of Alfred?
A few, okay.
Few? And give us a cheer if you've never heard of Alfred. Okay. Feels like the majority.
Okay.
And either of you heard of Alfred?
Of course.
I hadn't. Yeah, okay.
Alfred the gorilla? No, never.
And it is, to be honest, a primate topic as well. So feel free to put this in the primates feed if you like. No?
I will, 100%. We won't be putting in the Do Go On feed.
No.
This is exclusive. Welcome to Primates, everyone. So good to be back in the monkey house.
Here we are.
Where we explore primates in popular culture from chimpanzee all the way down to chimpanzee. I'm your host, Matt Stewart.
I think you just edit this in later.
Yeah. I think it's something like that, anyway.
Yeah.
So I put up 4 Bristol topics for the vote, and this won, and there were like nearly 1,000 votes, and it won by a single vote. Well, I was watching it for a couple of days, that's in front, this is in front.
Like non-stop as well. You take it serious.
Yeah.
You didn't sleep for days.
Let me just refresh it now.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I have to write another report about World War II. Okay. Bristol has a long history with gorillas. The first gorilla bones ever brought to Britain were brought to Bristol.
A long history with gorillas.
The first bones were brought here.
Yeah. You guys
Are you proud
sick.
of that? Is that
You are.
Is that good? I don't know.
What did you do with them?
Yeah, come on, you've got the bridge, you've got gorilla bones, you've got a lot happening here.
Oh. What do they make the bridge out of?
Oh. We don't talk about it. So, American naturalist Dr. Thomas Savage, Dr. Savage is incredible.
That's amazing.
Was sent to Liberia in Western Africa in 1836 and wrote of a discovery he'd made to Sir Richard Owen. Sir Richard Owen was a well-known paleontologist and is probably best remembered today for coining the word dinosauria, which became dinosaur, meaning terrible reptile or fearfully great reptile. So Dr. Savage wrote to Sir Owen about some bones he'd found in Africa. He said, "I have found the existence of an animal of extraordinary character in this locality, and which I have reason to believe is unknown to the naturalist. As yet, I have been unable to obtain more than part of a skeleton." He got a bit more. 3 skulls were sent to Bristol, and when they made their way to Richard Owen, the guy that coined the dinosaur phrase...
Did he think it was all from the same animal? A triple-headed...
Triple-headed. This thing's crazy.
It's got 1 spine, 3 heads, and nothing else. Can't picture it wriggling around. Probably just begging to be put out of its misery.
So he proposed, this Richard Owen proposed to name the animal after Dr. Savage as Troglodytes savagei. However, by the time the paper was published, a guy called Dr. Jeffrey Wyman of Harvard had already published a description of the bones with the name Troglodytes gorilla.
I was hoping there was a Dr. Gorilla somewhere in here. I was really hoping for that.
Well, where do you think the name comes from?
Yeah.
The first living gorilla reached Europe in the 1880s. However, these animals all died within a couple of years, often from lung disease.
Oh.
When a zoo in Poland had a gorilla reach the age of 7, it was thought to be a miracle. Bristol Zoo got their first gorilla in the year 1900. However, it soon died. Sorry about that.
Just for the people who've never heard this is technically a comedy show. And I don't know how to explain it.
But the problem was they were smoking a pack a day.
Yeah.
Well, they thought that's what they did in the wild. Yeah. Here we are at the tobacco factory tonight. A few decades went by and Alfred the gorilla was born around 1928 in what was then the Belgian Congo. He was initially found by an expedition from the North American Museum of Natural History. According to Wikipedia, which is a great gorilla website that I found.
What does it stand for? Why Wikipedia?
Yeah. What's that got to do with gorillas?
Yeah.
Look, they were either going to call them like savagey gorillas or wikis, and they went with gorillas, so sorry about that.
Well, that's boring. I regret asking.
Yeah. The expedition members were told that a pair of gorillas had been shot for raiding a farmer's field for food. It does get more fun, I swear. And afterwards, a baby was discovered and suckled by a local woman. I told you it gets more fun.
Hey, can I double check? What you like? A bottle or? And that was in this city?
No, that was still in Africa.
Okay, all right.
Still in Africa.
Okay.
The baby gorilla was later sold to a Greek merchant and then taken to modern-day Cameroon, where the expedition encountered him playing in the streets. He was described by the expedition as the liveliest specimen of his kind we had ever seen.
The others have been bones.
Is this the first they've seen?
Say again?
Is this the first of his kind they've seen?
Oh, no, they've seen before.
He is lively.
I've never seen them before. I assume the others aren't as lively as this one. In 1930, Bristol Zoo, already successful in raising chimpanzees, acquired Alfred for £350, which is about £20,000 today.
Whoa.
The zoo's newest addition was in fact a silverback lowland gorilla and was named after Alfred Mosley, a benefactor of the zoo. A fitting tribute, I think we can all agree. After the gorilla arrived at the zoo on September 5th, which became the day his birthday was celebrated.
Okay, that's nice. Did they have a party for him?
Yeah, every year.
Do they put a little hat on him?
Yeah. Well, he actually does wear little outfits. It's awesome.
Is it? Nah, let's lean into awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome and he likes it.
Exactly. He loved it. 100 years ago, he loved it. His enclosure was positioned just inside one of the entrances, and this prominent position, alongside his vibrant personality, meant that he quickly became one of the zoo's main attractions. His keeper, a guy called Frank Guys, which sounds like a fake name. His middle name was Dis. If you see it written down, that does work quite well.
They still got it.
Yeah,
they're not idiots.
Yeah, man. You should have heard Birmingham last night. Oh, my God.
Well, yeah.
We had to spell it out for him.
It was my report. There wasn't a lot of spelling out done. It was a lot of single entendres in there. Yeah.
It was the single horniest episode we've ever done.
Yeah.
Regrettably so.
Yeah. It was fucked.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about a wholesome gorilla today. His keeper, Frank Guys, would walk with Alfred around the zoo to see the other animals, all whilst the baby gorilla wore knitted woolen jumpers.
Matt, if you don't think that's cute, you're dead inside.
That's cute.
I find them really itchy, and I can only imagine, as a fellow silverback, that just would have been uncomfortable. So yeah, I think that's fucked.
By his third year, he had grown a lot and had hit 50 kilos and had become very strong. He broke a photographer's tripod during his birthday party.
Yes!
And after this, he was no longer allowed to wander the zoo on his daily walks.
Aww.
Oh, he was out loose, was he?
Yeah, they'd let him go.
With a keeper with him.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine them holding hands.
Yeah.
And being like, whoa, look.
Oh, that keeper is going to get ripped apart. Is that where this is going?
Well, we'll find out.
Oh, God.
That's a yes.
Yeah, they don't know yet. Uh-oh.
Yeah, they just think this gorilla's my best friend.
Yeah.
That gorilla's going to kill you.
He became the oldest gorilla to survive in captivity in 1938. His diet was completely vegetarian, which was an innovation in the practice of keeping captive gorillas.
There was a little woo for that. It's entirely vegetarian. Woo!
But that's funny. They were all dying because they were being fed meat that they don't eat in the wild. Is that right?
Well, they eat mostly plants, some bugs and stuff, but I think they were literally giving them steak.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with this gorilla? Eat your bacon, come on. To celebrate becoming the oldest gorilla in the world, visitors, in zoos that is, visitors were invited to guess Alfred's weight.
Oh, man. It's gone from a celebration to let's all have a laugh at this fat fuck. Brutal. That's rough. 1 minute you go, oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, okay, I see. But anyway, Dave, Jess is getting on. Let's guess her weight. Do you like how we dressed her in a woolen knit?
Yes, the boys do dress me.
So people were invited to guess Alfred the gorilla's weight, and I don't know how many people guessed, but the closest guess was 20 stone, a stone being about 6.3 kilos.
Uh-huh.
That was the closest guess to his weight of 26 stones. So the closest guess was 127 kilos, and he weighed 165. What is wrong with Bristolians? They didn't get anywhere near it.
Wow.
So it was a great birthday party. He had a great time.
Yeah. He got cake, he got weighed.
They were just being nice. Oh, geez, he's looking slim. Under.
Yeah. Oh, always underdo it.
Always under.
How old do you think I am? 12. You know, so...
Alfred was the face of the zoo and became extremely popular. His status as one of the zoo's main attractions is reflected by the fact that many of them recall, this is people that visited, that rather than going to the zoo, they would often think of their visits as going to see Alfie.
Oh, that's quite cute. That deserved more of an awe. Thank you.
I'm not sure he felt exactly the same way. He disliked aeroplanes, buses, specifically the double-decker variety absolutely enraged him.
Why? They're awesome.
Yeah, fuck that. He also hated bearded men.
See how? Isn't it interesting that we both looked at Matt?
I mean,
So you don't even consider that a beard.
I think I would have been fine.
Man, that hurts. Alfie, no. I'd shave for Alfie.
You'd shave for
Whoa.
I'd shave for Alfie.
Please don't.
The problem was he'd see me be like, oh, actually,
Put it back on.
geez, that's a tiny mouth. Oh, I understand what you were doing there. That chin is not street ready. Weird way to put it, Alfie, but okay. Take your point.
Harsh but fair.
He was also offended by Rosie the elephant being allowed to walk past his enclosure, which would cause him to sulk.
So Rosie's walking past, he's flipping her off.
Fuck you, Rosie.
What is going on in this zoo? All the animals, elephants are huge. They shouldn't be roaming.
He's gone for a wander, holding that guy's hand.
Rosie's gonna rip him apart.
Yeah.
I hope this ends badly.
For the humans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alfie seemed to like some of the zoo's visitors, and people would come back many times to sit by his enclosure. But he wasn't a fan of every visitor to the zoo, and he would often throw piles of his own shit at people. One visitor recalled, quote, Alfred used to express his opinion of the human race by picking up large lumps of his droppings and hurling them accurately at the spectators in front of his cage.
Okay.
It was a delight for small schoolboys to be able to act as cheerleaders to this somewhat one-sided contest. I love that. Somewhat. Some people did throw their shit back. But it wasn't just limited to shit. According to the Bristol Museum, who wrote about this in the 90s, Alfred also had a habit of urinating on visitors after climbing the bars of his cage. One child was beckoned over by the gorilla.
Hey, come here.
Oh, okay.
Come here, come a little closer. I got something to show you.
And then when she approached, he urinated on her head.
Accurately.
The story is still remembered by her grandchildren today, who often, this is again from the Bristol Museum, who often ask to see the gorilla who, quote, did a wee on great-grandma when they visit the museum.
Like, it's a beautiful, treasured family memory, but it also sort of says not much else happened to her in her life.
That's all they know about her.
Yeah.
This reporter's son have a bit in common with last night's one, actually. It'll never be out publicly, but it was a lot about shitting. More human shit. Anyway, it's all right. I regret bringing that up again. But normally this is not... 2 in a row is weird. Normally we only do scat every once a month,
Yeah.
maybe
If that.
bi-monthly. Yeah.
We're pretty cool.
This is
Yeah.
the final sentence in this
Oh my
territory.
God, it is still going. All right.
That is how we felt for a full hour with your report last night. Oh my God, he's still going. Alfred had spent years perfecting the angle he climbed his cage to get the perfect shot of piss to hit his unsuspecting victim. I love that dedication.
You have to respect that.
Alfred was also fond of playing hide and seek with visitors. One visitor recalled how she once got her head stuck in the bars of Alfred's cage when she was 10. She was
What the fuck is happening at these zoos?
How vulnerable are you?
Oh no.
Oh my God. He doesn't even have to aim from a distance. He could go point blank range.
Oh my God. Alfred, no! She was later rescued by a St. John's ambulance worker.
What a waste of their time.
I know. I imagine it was a frequent call. Oh, another child stuck in Alfred's enclosure. Okay. She recalled, how did Alfred react to my dilemma? He just sat in the corner of his cage, clapping his hands loudly and laughing. She now tells the story to her grandchildren when they visit the zoo.
Honestly, get a life. Do something else with your life. One time I got my head stuck in those bars. It was the most interesting day of my entire existence. Nah, good on those old ladies. They didn't like that I was mean to the old ladies. I'm trying to win them back.
They're like, that's my great-grandma you're talking about.
Jess, as a feminist, we should lift up women. You know what I mean? It's not that hard, mate.
5 minutes ago, he was trying to guess my weight. And you're all fucking on Team Matt. Are you fucking serious?
Jess.
Don't even start me.
I find women hot, and I think they all are, and I think they should be weighed, and that's the main reason. You know, when I always say we should lift women up, that's to weigh them.
Still clapping it. What the fuck? Take it back one layer, and it's like, it's fucking weird. But you're all like, I don't get you people. I've lost them again. How good are these old ladies? Yeah. Probably heavy. I don't know what they want.
Okay, I've got a bit of tape on there. Hey, I was saving that for later. Thank you. Alfred's fame really took off during World War II. Some of the animals were moved away from Bristol Zoo during the war, but Alfred remained.
Okay.
Sounds like they don't care about him. The presence of the US Army and their troops in Bristol allowed Alfred's popularity to spread further as soldiers sent images and stories featuring the gorilla across the Atlantic. Thousands of postcards with his image were sent to the USA, and articles concerning Alfred were reproduced in American newspapers, and he retained his celebrity status throughout the war.
Wow.
So he's world famous. He thankfully survived the war, but sadly, all good things must come to an end. And Alfred died after contracting tuberculosis. I didn't see that coming, did you? On the 10th of March 1948, he was at the time the longest living gorilla in captivity anywhere in the world, being, they thought, about 20 years old.
Wow.
His death also led to better care of apes in captivity when it was realised gorillas were susceptible to human diseases like tuberculosis. A user with the first name Deborah commented this...
Our research knows no bounds.
We will dive into the comments section.
I will refer to Deborah.
I thought when he was referring to Wikipedia before, that would be the shittest research he's done, but...
What's happening?
I just love Deborah's trip down memory lane.
Okay.
Lane when she commented this on a... It is memory lane, to be honest. When she commented this on a BBC article about Alfred, which was published in 2010.
Okay, so there was a BBC article, which is that's a good resource.
That's a good, yeah.
But let's hear from Deb.
Yeah. Honestly, some of the previous stuff did come from that article, but Deborah, you know, I've got to include this. You'll agree with me.
Okay.
With this long paragraph from Deborah. One of my earliest childhood memories. I was 3 years, 5 months.
Okay. Yeah, this fucking rules.
Sitting,
Yes.
Sitting at the top of the stairs of our home with my sister in Bristol.
How old was your sister?
I can only assume 2 years, 2 months. My father came through the front door, bright April sunshine, and called through to my mother in the kitchen. I'm not coming home for lunch. I'm going to the zoo. Alfred's died. My mother's laughter from the kitchen.
Bitch.
My sister and I chuckling. Why did we find it funny? Not sure. My father was Joseph Yoffe, Professor of Anatomy at Bristol. The anatomy department had first claim on his body, I think, and hoped to dissect him. Not sure what happened next, except they discovered he had TB. Every time I see Alfred's face, I remember our home ringing with laughter. And the April sunshine.
This is the perfect setting for you to have just done that beautiful dramatic reading.
Yeah, it felt so
That
good.
was very nice.
I felt like I was holding Yorick's skull right here.
Yeah.
It felt good.
Deb's a psycho.
So I had
3
to include
years, 5 months.
No.
No way.
Deborah.
That was beautifully written.
Yeah,
April sunshine. Oh, boy.
beautiful.
Deborah, are you in tonight?
Imagine.
Oh.
Imagine.
So Alfred's body was...
Not sure.
Not sure.
Not sure why did we find it so funny?
Not sure.
That's everyone's conversation in the car tonight on the way home.
So Alfred's body was preserved and mounted for the museum by the famous taxidermist Roland Ward of London. Alfred... Big fan.
Big taxidermy fan.
Alfie was displayed in a pose representing him on all fours and... Okay, this isn't last night's report, okay?
He's a fucking gorilla.
Yeah. So that classic cross-legged, arms down sort of pose.
Wait, what? we
Can you show
got a
us?
good bit of floor here for you to...
Dave, use the space.
But that's not all fours.
Oh, maybe he's like this.
Yeah,
You've got options, whatever you want it to be. And he was displayed at the Bristol City Museum, occupying a coveted spot near the museum cafe. Very exciting. At first, there was only a few bits of information displayed with his body, but his popularity continued, many remembering him from his life at the zoo, and soon he became one of the most visited and celebrated exhibits. Alfred continued to hit the headlines even after his death.
Wow, that's the dream. I hope they find my letters. I've said too much.
In March 1956, the museum curator arrived at work to find Alfred had mysteriously disappeared from his case.
Ooh.
That's right, Alfred had been kidnapped.
Whoa. Ape napped?
He'd been ape-napped. That was really good.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, you can have that one.
Yeah, with your permission, we'll edit you out and I'll
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
Let's get you saying it clean.
Yeah.
And then a good reaction.
That's right, Alfred had been
Ape napped.
ape-napped. Oh. We'll edit out that little silence as well. It was theorised that someone had used a connecting door between Bristol Museum, an art gallery, and the University of Bristol's Wills building to break into the museum. But who would do such a heinous thing? And why?
Deb.
Deborah! And she was
She's
laughing maniacally the whole way.
Probably 5 years old at the time. That feels right.
The police began an investigation into this shocking disappearance of the Bristol icon. 60 hours after his heartless abduction.
They left his heart?
Abduction.
Thank you so much. 60 hours after his heartless abduction, Alfred turned up in a doctor's surgery across the road from where he was taken.
He wasn't dead?
Can you believe it?
Wow.
And he knew to go to a doctor.
He is... Jeez, this guy. He's full of life.
Yeah.
I have written here, Alfred was a little shaken but made a full recovery and was soon returned to his case at the Bristol Museum, where he is still on display on the first floor, where apparently you'll get a great view of Britain's first plane, the Bristol box kite, from the balcony. Pretty exciting. Has anyone seen him?
Whoa.
Cool.
Can you confirm which position he's in?
Yeah. What's he doing? The
second one.
Thank you.
The one, the one of the two that was anything like the description. Yeah.
But what had happened to Alfred in those mysterious 60 hours?
Yeah.
Would the culprits be found and face justice? Well, it was almost a mystery episode, as it remained a mystery for over 5 decades until it was finally solved in 2010.
Whoa.
Oh, when Deborah wrote her note. Yeah. There's another paragraph.
There's another comment. In 2010, The Guardian revealed the culprits after 54 years.
Wow.
I was thinking that was going to be a longer wow.
Honestly, it didn't deserve anything. But I saw you getting your drink bottle, and so I was like, I'll give him something, but
sorry,
it can't be much. Wow.
Thank you.
Just time your sips better.
The Guardian revealed the culprits after
Don't
54
ignore me.
years.
What's wrong with you, Dave?
What's this?
Wow. Well, you get an applause for yours.
Yeah. The bar is lower for women. We do anything, people are like, bloody, look at her go.
Oh my God.
She left the house.
She used the handle. So The Guardian revealed the culprits after 54 long years, but only after one of the kidnappers, Ron Morgan, a Bristol real estate agent, had died. The article writes, Fred Hooper, who was also involved with the theft, together with a third person known only as DS.
Deborah.
Oh my God! Oh my God.
It's 100% Deborah.
It's Deborah. Today lifted the lid on the mystery after Morgan's death, aged 79. So they waited until Morgan had passed, and they were like, we're going to come clean. What
when
happened?
Morgan died, Deborah's house was full of laughter.
Why? Not sure. Debs, she's sick.
This is again from 2010. Hooper, 77, who now lives in Cheltenham, Gloucestershire, said, it was initially my idea. I was about 23 at the time and thought it would be a great jape.
Ape. My God. This guy is a criminal genius.
We took Alfred because he was such a big Bristol personality and he was close by.
Okay.
It took a bit of planning. We knew the porter, and so we were able to get a key cut to the door that linked the museum to the university. Then we hid in the belfry of the bell tower until 1 a.m. when everything was closed. It wasn't such a good idea in hindsight, as the bells were still ringing and incredibly loud. We got into the museum and then we used the side door to get him out. It was very early in the morning and we stuffed him into the boot of an old Vauxhall car and sped off to my bedsit. That's where he stayed for the duration, and we took pictures of him in different guises.
They fit a gorilla in the boot?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow. They made cars different back then.
What a great ad for Vauxhall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need a bigger boot? Call Vauxhall.
So the friends kept Alfred hostage for 60 hours in their flat in Clifton. Near the bridge? Hooper added, there are all sorts of stories going around. People thought Cardiff students had kidnapped him.
Yeah, blame Cardiff.
And there was a rumour he was in a cave somewhere, but we never told anyone we had him.
There was a rumour he was in a cave somewhere.
Hey,
So
do you know where the gorilla is?
In a cave.
Probably in a cave.
So they thought he's escaped
Yeah.
and
he's in a
gone to
cave.
find a cave.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was always our intention to return him, and so the easiest thing was to take him to a doctor's waiting room, which was just across the road. It was midday on a Saturday, and we just carried him over and left him there. And no one saw anything or said anything. I love this city. None of you are grasses. Morgan swore his friends and family to secrecy because he feared he could be prosecuted. But he kept a scrapbook with dozens of pictures of the stolen gorilla, as well as local newspaper cuttings from the time. Tim Coram, the deputy head of Bristol's museums, told The Guardian in 2010 that they would not be pursuing the surviving pranksters. But I think they should. Life sentences for the lot of them. It's a disgrace what they did.
You loved when he was put in a little jacket.
Yeah.
I think you'd love this.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Apparently, the kidnapping had all been done as a part of Rag Week at Bristol University. Are you guys familiar with Rag Week here? Am I saying that right? Rag?
We don't like Rag Week. There was a lot of like, yeah, and then I see you don't like it, and someone went, oh. I don't get you.
We don't talk about Rag Week.
it. Okay, roger that.
Well, I'll be really quiet over here. Rag Week stands for Raising and Giving, and the uni has been doing it for over 90 years.
Okay.
Oh, they don't like raising and giving.
Oh, charity. Ooh.
I assumed it was going to be like weird sort of induction things to like secret societies and weird stuff where they like spank things and stuff. But and I'm like, yeah, okay, fair enough. But
yeah,
no,
we don't talk about it. Yeah,
it's a charity fundraiser.
We don't talk about that. I found an article on Bristol Uni's student newspaper called Epigram, titled 10 Weird and Wonderful Things University of Bristol Students Have Done to Raise Money for Rag Week. I thought I could go through a few of them now.
Okay.
Do we have any University of Bristol alumni or current students in tonight?
A few?
A couple over there.
I reckon there's more. You're just cowards.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, these guys are wild.
Okay.
Oh my God.
What have they done?
They are wild.
Dave, tell me about it.
Oh my God.
Dave.
I'm scared that you're in tonight because... Here we go. In 1960, a young female Bristol student sat on the end of a makeshift ducking stool over the moat in front of the city council house. On the other end of the plank were large stones, which were purchased by onlookers one by one. As the weight of the stones decreased, the girl began to outweigh them until eventually she was tipped into the water. Can you believe that?
But then, and the last stones would have come after her.
Yeah.
That's fucked. She deserved everything she got. I mean, money-wise. Not stones to the face.
That was a really good recovery.
save.
Yeah.
In 1969...
Nice.
Thank you. Little pause there. More than 100 pairs of pyjama bottoms disappeared from male students in Churchill Hall.
Just the bottoms.
The raiders were 16 female students from Manor Hall. It was so skillfully done that no one even knew the raider disappeared until the men of Churchill Hall got ready for bed.
They're all wandering around the halls, just tops on.
Oh, hang on.
What's going on here? Flipping and flopping around.
Oh, you too. You too.
That's not a good look, is it?
No.
The adult man.
Winnie Pooh.
With the,
Winnie Pooh,
not a great look.
Not a great look.
One of the thieves explained, students make the public cough up a lot of cash for Rag Week. We thought we would make some of the students pay their share. The male students got their trousers back the next day. At a price, of course. You are crazy. Here's another one. A man is shot in the street and falls to the pavement. Blood is everywhere. Except he hasn't been shot, and it's actually just a rag week stunt organised by medical students.
Oh, that's gone too far. That's gone too far, that has.
Do you think it's...
Don't trick him. If you're going to pretend to shoot him, shoot him.
So they haven't actually been shot. It is real blood, though. The students took a bag of real blood from a friend which would pop as the victim was shot.
They took a bag of blood from a friend. Hey, Steve, can we borrow some of your blood? Well, can we take some of your blood?
Was Steve a vampire? What's going on there? Why does Steve have a bag of his own blood?
It's so weird.
Well, they're medical students, so they're probably just like, we can take it.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, I didn't realise they were medical students. They can do whatever the fuck they like. Medical students.
Student Paul G was fined as a result and said, I will pay my fine if my loan comes through in April. All right, second last one, which is number 7 on the list, the jailbreak.
Can I just double... So how did pretending to be shot in the street raise money for charity?
I also don't know how kidnapping a dead gorilla raised money for charity either.
Oh, that was a
That
rag?
was a rag week.
Right, yeah.
Huh.
I don't know if you fully got your heads around the thing. Like you do a lapathon where every lap you get money. Something like that. Is that not what you call it?
I reckon it is, but we're in a different country.
You have laps here, don't you? What do you call a circuit around an oval or something? Circle around an oval. A very literal people, the English.
Yeah, we'll shorten anything we can.
Circle around an ovalathon.
Nah, let's just call it a lapathon. That'll be universally understood.
I can't believe they don't have lapathons here. And the more I say, it does sound pretty stupid. Yeah, no, yeah, kill a man in the street. A thon.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
For every person we pretend to kill on the street, I promise to donate 10p.
All right, there's one. All right, the second last one, number 7 on the list, the jailbreak. For many years, a popular method of fundraising for RAG was the jailbreak. Thankfully, the event was not much like its name suggests, but rather would involve a group of students attempting to get as far away from Bristol as possible with absolutely no money. Again, I don't know how that raises any cash. Finally, this one does. In 1981, a student named Stephen Joyce raised money by eating half a pound of live worms. That's your city. So you can still go and see Alfred at Bristol Museum. However, you can't visit the Bristol Zoo as sadly it closed in 2022 after 186 years at the same site.
What the hell?
Whoa.
No, and the animals were moved to an animal park at a much larger site in South Gloucestershire. But I did want to finish by talking about a world-famous story from the Bristol Zoo. You might have come across it before. It's one of those stories that my dad would send around in an email chain being like, can you believe this? The story is that for 2 decades, a man collected money from visitors parking outside. Is he your mayor or something? He collected money from visitors parking outside Bristol Zoo. One day he didn't turn up for work, and it turned out that the Bristol City Council thought he was collecting for the zoo, and the zoo thought he was collecting for the council. Meanwhile, he'd collected the money for himself and disappeared with a fortune to retire to a tropical island paradise somewhere. What a guy!
Now he understands how to raise money.
Yeah. Get him for Rag
He
Week.
gets it.
So the zoo had always denied that there was any truth to the rumour. They're like, it's just made up. It's just an email chain. No truth to it. But in 2021, as the zoo was closing down, a local committee known as the Downs for People, who tried to stop a large field called a Downs, or a down next to the zoo being used as an overflow car park, looked closer at the story than anyone had ever bothered to before. They went through all the minutes of the local council meetings where this big field for parking had been discussed. A lady named Susan Carter told the Bristol Post, "It was found that for almost 30 years, from 1958 until the mid-1980s, And quite likely for 30 years before that, people were able to make their living as parking attendants, collecting voluntary donations from motorists parking on rough ground outside the zoo. And whilst it's unlikely that anyone made like an incredibly large fortune enough to retire to an island, people were collecting voluntary tips for what essentially is completely free parking. One person even issued their own tickets that had the words "unpaid attendant" written on them. So there is some truth to it.
I would have just left it at the first bit.
Yeah.
Like, you basically said this great fun story, and then we're like, it's not really true, but a kind of a dull, watered down version is. So I'll finish with that. Good night.
Well, thankfully I do have a little bit more here.
Because you knew Matt would be
I knew
a
that
dick about
this
it.
prick over here.
What's the next thing gonna be? It was really just a man in a suit gorilla?
In a suit gorilla.
Man in a suit. Man in a suit. Brackets gorilla. Like, I mean, I don't know how much clearer you have to make things. I just heard the end of someone saying something that ended with "ow." Might have been slough. Might not have been.
In 2011, to celebrate the 175th birthday of Bristol Zoo, a project called Wow Gorillas 2 exclamation marks there,
Yes.
was organised, in which 61 decorated life-size fiberglass gorillas sculptures were displayed on the streets of Bristol. Does anyone remember seeing these? One clap. Love that. Many saw this as a tribute to Alfred himself. The sculptures were designed to raise awareness about the extinction crisis facing primates in the wild, and after their display were sold at auction in Bristol, raising over £400,000 with the proceeds going to charity. It feels like everyone except for Rag in your city knows how to raise money. The Wow Gorillas page hasn't been active since 2014 on Facebook, when they did a post asking if people knew where the gorillas are now. And someone commented, possibly Deborah. This is the only comment they got. I thought I saw the Elvis one this morning on the roof of Dent Magic at Avon Heads. And that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Give it up for Dave Warnocky, everybody.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I want to see this Elvis gorilla. That
Yeah.
sounds sick.
Well, we know where it is.
Anyone been to Dent Magic?
He's still there.
He's still there.
It's on Feeder Road. There's a gorilla on the roof.
All right, we're checking that out tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to be late for our London show.
We could go see the real gorilla in the museum. We're like, we'll just go to Dent Magic.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Well done, Dave. What a story.
What a wild story.
What a wild town Bristol is.
Yeah.
We've learned so much about you tonight.
Yeah,
I feel
what
like
do
I've
you
got a
like?
little bit closer to my friends here.
That really backed you up there.
I think it's a one-way friendship, isn't it?
Yeah. This is very one-sided. Well, that brings
Cliff
us...
supports me.
That kind of brings us... It does bring us to the end of our
That
show.
does bring us to the end of the show. So thanks for coming out. Before we go, we will be out at the bar selling some merch. Or if you just want to say hi, if you just want to say hi on your way out, or like we say every show we do, you can just leave without making any eye contact. Very happy for you to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
We do have some signed posters, some sticker packs with 3 stickers, and some do-go-on magnets if you'd like to.
Yep.
But I think everything is £5.
Yeah.
And apart from that, anything else?
I love you.
I love you too.
Bit desperate, mate.
Me or that guy? Oh.
Never that guy. That guy rules.
I heard someone say Jesus.
To be fair, this is show 8, and you've you've elicited a Jesus at every one of those 8 shows.
That's 8 from 8.
8 from 8. One time you got a Matthew. That was good. Anyway, yes, Dave, boot this baby home.
Great. So that's the
admin
end of it.
done.
So we'd like to say thank you so much for coming out and supporting us in Bristol. Every time we come to Bristol, we always have a great crowd. So give yourselves a round of applause. Thanks for coming out. And thank you to the Tobacco Factory for having us. We had Tom on sound. Thank you so much. Until next time, we'll say thank you so much and goodbye. Thank you.
And we're back in the room. Wow.
I can finally breathe in.
Oh, my
And out.
goodness. The cheering, the whooping, the sheer, dare I say, adoration of that crowd towards us.
You probably couldn't hear it on the recording, but the bouquets of flowers
Yes.
just started piling up.
Yeah.
It was like hard to see the audience.
I looked out into the audience at one point, and where their eyes should be were just big love hearts.
It was incredible.
It was amazing.
You just turned into an emoji.
Oh my goodness gracious. I could see their heart thumping out of their chest.
Yeah.
Like a cartoon.
An ambulance was called.
Yes, that was, and we, we wish him a speedy recovery.
Yes.
No, honestly, the Bristol audience, my God, red hot. So fun.
So fun. Yeah, that was a really, really great venue.
Great report, Dave.
Thank you. Good. Bit of fun.
Bit of fun.
It's
And that's
been
all we want.
A local story. I wanted a Bristol thing.
Yeah, bit of fun.
What did you and Matt think before the pod? You confessed to me that you guys had a guess as to what I was going to report on. Do you remember? You said,
remember.
we reckon we know what you're going to talk about tonight.
I've no idea.
You don't remember?
Nah.
It was, and I had considered it Banksy,
Oh,
who was apparently from Bristol.
Right. Well,
Apparently.
yeah. Whatever Banksy wants us to believe.
Exactly. Tapping
Yeah,
the nose.
that's right. That was mostly Matt, to be honest.
Oh,
I
okay.
appreciate that he brought me in on that, but I don't care or think about you at all
That is
ahead of time.
That was abundantly clear on the whole tour. And Matt has not made it back this week, I'm afraid.
No. He's been a bit under the weather. And that's okay.
Hey, we all need a bit of time from time to time.
Yeah. It's
But
okay.
not all the time, Matt. Don't take the piss.
Don't take the piss, okay?
All
If
right.
you want out, just say so. Don't just not turning up to work week after week.
Yeah, you don't have to pretend that you have a bad cold.
Not on,
okay?
mate. Not on. And if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, but I just saw Matt at such and such, we recorded this ages ago. Okay? We recorded this ages ago. All right.
We're in the past for you.
We're in the past. We're probably still on summer holidays right now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh my gosh, I'm at the beach.
Sorry I keep pulling the curtain back, but I think the people deserve to know
They deserve to
that
know.
we are actually human beings and we should be treated accordingly. But like, royals. So...
They're technically human.
Well, yeah,
We
technically, we think. Nobody's seen their bits.
Yeah.
I'm feeling weird. So, what we are here to do now is just take a bit of time, have a swim around the pool of everyone's favourite section of the show, which is where we get to spend some time thanking all the wonderful people who support us over at patreon.com/dogoonpod.
That's right. A little pause there.
I'm very good at my job and I pay attention to things. So the first thing we like to do, Dave, explain what some of the benefits are of joining at Patreon.
Fantastic. There's a multiple different levels. You can even sign on for free these days. And
Yeah.
then you might get a couple of shout-out newslettery type things.
Yeah.
But from $2 or above, you get a range of benefits.
That's right.
Including voting on topics, so deciding what we talk about. This was voted for. I gave out 4 Bristol-based topics. This is the winner. And how could they go past the kidnapping of Alfred the gorilla?
Yeah, huge.
Then we also put out 4 bonus episodes a month at a certain tier. You get to be part of the Facebook group, hear about live shows before everyone else, get discount tickets. So sometimes they pay for themselves, this membership. Incredible. I just had to keep talking there while Jess was miming. I need to sneeze. I need to sneeze. I need to sneeze. It went away for a second.
Yeah. I thought I'd defeated it.
Yeah.
And I had not, and I apologise.
You've been
I've been
brought
bested by a
undone.
sneeze.
Yes. And of course, you get to know and live with the sense of satisfaction knowing that we only get to do the show because you support us on
That's
Patreon.
right. Yeah. You think we would have kept this up? We're in our 10th year.
Yep.
You think we would have kept this up this long? No.
No.
Now-
I'm afraid, yeah, we need to pay for the studio and such.
We have to pay for the studio. We have to, Dave's got a fucking mouth to feed now.
Yeah,
Okay?
my own.
His own. And if his baby's so lucky, they get some too.
Get the scraps.
And I've got a dog, okay? And he has hip issues.
He probably does get the scraps.
Oh, yeah. He gets whatever he wants. He is the light of my life. Anyway.
So, yeah, you're supporting us if you support the show, and we appreciate that very much.
You. That's not a pressure thing at all. Just by listening and telling people about the show, that helps us immensely as well.
Awesome. That's an awesome way to spread the word. We appreciate that.
But if you support us on the Sydney Scheinberg Deluxe package.
Memorial package, just in peace.
I'm really very good at my job.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You get to participate in everyone's favourite section of the show. And I think it has a little jingle, and I think it goes something like this. Fact, quote, or question. He always remembers the ding. I always remember the sing.
Honestly, Matt makes this bit look easy.
I know. It's crazy because most things he does, he makes easy things look really difficult.
That's true.
But this, he just breezes through it.
Yeah.
I miss him. I hope he gets over that cold. So in this section, people get to give themselves a title. They get to give us a fact, a quote, a question, a suggestion, a recipe, a brag, anything else. Anything else? Sorry, I already said suggestion.
A joke. We've had jokes.
A joke. It can be anything you like. It's
a rap. We'd love to do a rap.
We'd love to. You said we'd love to do a rap?
Yeah, well, you write in the rap and then Matt will have to do it. I'd like to see that.
That would be pretty good, actually. So, yeah, it's up to you. It's just your time to chat to us. So, first one this week comes from Nathan Damon. Nathan's given himself the title Group Dad. Dave, it's your turn to do the dishes.
Oh, no, Nathan. I mean, Dad.
No, have some respect.
Oh, sorry I called you Nathan, Dad.
And Dad has given us a fact. And that is, hey guys, I thought I might go with another road train fact.
Oh, I love these.
Our biggest road trains here, it's in Australia, the ones with the 98 wheels, so annoying, carry a payload of 335 tonne, which is the equivalent of 145,652 blocks of government cheese.
Finally, a scale that I can get my head around.
That is a fun.
Like, what's a ton? Oh, wow, that's several ton.
I have always said ton, but some people say ton. Have you heard that? Do you notice that?
I think there are two words.
Really? What do you mean? What's the difference between a ton and a ton? No way.
A ton is I can't remember which is which now, an imperial unit of mass, while a ton is a metric unit of mass.
So, okay. So it's just metric or
so
imperial.
So the term ton is used in American English. In the United States, the term short ton is used to distinguish the American ton from the imperial ton or ton.
How are they spelt?
Ton is T-O-N. And ton, I think I've gone the best way here. Best way, T-O-O-N-E. T-O-N-N-E.
Yeah. So yes, Nathan's written that as T-O-N-N-E-S, so tons. Okay, that's great because
Though this thing is telling me that they sound the same and both. They sound the same, but is it the exact same?
Anyway, I've always just said ton, so thank you. That is a fun fact. From nose to tail, they measure about 78 metres long. This is still facts about road trains. Dave's still Googling tons.
Yeah, I just want to say the right one.
So it sounds like in Australia we would say tons, though.
Yeah, usually.
I'm not changing. Yep. It's been 34 years. I can't change to tons now.
Yeah, great.
God, I sound like a boomer who can't get their head around they, them pronouns.
No.
Oh, but it's plural. Just fucking say they, them, grandma. Okay, I'll say ton if that's correct.
Let me just say this.
Ton. They're the same. That's the same thing.
That's from dictionary.cambridge.org.
Okay, back to the road trains. We've got
Sorry,
derailed.
this is way more interesting, I'm sure.
So from nose to tail, they measure about 78 metres long.
78 metres?
Yes.
What the hell?
That's really long. That's longer than Barry Breen's wobbly punt that won St Kilda their one and only VFL-AFL premiership back in 1966. I'm so glad he's not here for this.
Otherwise Matt would be reminiscing.
Wishing you all a Merry Christmas and looking forward to your one day returning to Perth. Well, Nathan, this is... okay, pulling back the curtain again. We're recording this part before Christmas and we say thank you so much. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. But this is going to come out after Christmas. So we all sound like fools. Dave is still Googling
I
tons.
know,
I've lost you completely. I can
know.
see that your face is glazed over. Not just your eyes, your entire face is
This
glazed.
is now saying that both words sound exactly the same.
Okay, so it could just be that people pronounce it slightly differently.
Okay, there
and
you go.
that's
But there
okay.
are two different measurements, which
And I'm
is
not
wild.
wrong by
No,
saying
you-
ton. So that's all I really care
Hey,
about.
ding, ding, ding. And thank you, Nathan. 78 metres is unbelievable.
That's insane. I'd love to go to work for a day with Nathan.
That would be good. That's the kind of work experience you want to do.
Absolutely. And not the fucking op shop I went and did work experience in. Boring. Thank you, Nathan. Our next fake quarter question comes from Lauren Joyner. Lauren has given themselves a title, quite possibly the messiest person alive. I don't know. Have you seen Dave's handwriting?
Hey, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad, but your house, immaculate. So
Exactly.
I can't
Thank
give you that.
you.
Lauren's given us a question this week. Says, what is your favourite cryptid? I'd also love to hear about some local lore or ghost stories. My 8-year-old daughter just checked out a book from the library called Atlas of Monsters and Ghosts. Yes, she is very cool. She gets it from me. And she was flipping through the Australian section. She was especially taken by the Ghost of the Opera in Melbourne and the Yowie. I love a Yowie.
Oh, yeah.
As we always say, answer your own question if you want to.
Please. we'd
Lauren
love
has
that.
done
Yes,
that.
thank you.
To answer my own question, you're welcome. My favourite cryptid is Mothman. I don't have a good reason for it other than I like his vibes. I do find it interesting that he's linked to a few tragic events, just showing how humans will try to find comfort in anything. Also, his statue is amazing with those buns of steel. I must also give a shout out to Nessie because she's a classic and you just can't go wrong with a dinosaur-like creature in a lake. Great call.
Yeah, I totally agree.
In Arizona, where I reside, we have the Mogollon monster. Mogollon? Very smelly, Bigfoot-esque monster.
That's so good. Imagine being the cryptid and being like, oh, you think I stink?
I understand I'm big, but stinky. I'm smelly. I'm very smelly. Bigfoot-esque monster who resides in the Mogollon Rim, so well named. A lot of Arizona cryptids come from indigenous culture and folklore, like thunderbirds and skinwalkers of Navajo legend. I recently went on a full moon tour around Sedona, and our guide told us about all the various sightings of cryptids, ghosts, aliens, and more. All very X-Files and pure delight, though very cold. For those listening, if you're visiting the Grand Canyon, taking a detour to Sedona is well worth it. It's weird and beautiful and full of scenery, unlike anything else.
Sounds amazing.
Sounds very cool. So fantastic. Not only have you answered the question, you've given some context there about your 8-year-old reading this book. You've answered. You've given tourist advice. You rule, Lauren.
Yeah, that's great.
Favorite cryptid? You did mention a Yowie. Yowies are fun.
Yeah, so that's an
But I am
Australian
mostly
one.
thinking of the chocolate Yowie.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm sure they wouldn't know this in America that
Yeah.
we have a, and it's come back recently. It was the thing when we were kids, and I think it went away, and it's come back. It's kind of like if you have a Kinder Surprise,
Yep.
which is like it's a chocolate coated little plastic capsule, and inside that there's a toy that you build
yeah.
or whatever. And we had Yowies based on
Yep.
the Australian cryptid.
Yeah.
The Yowie, and they came in different colours. And I'm pretty sure, was there a TV show or at least the ad they went, Yowie power?
Yeah, and I think there were different little characters. Each of the
Yeah.
different colours of Yowies, which is just the foil packaging.
Yeah.
Were like a different character, I think. But I don't know if I have a favourite cryptid. Do you have a favourite
Well,
cryptid?
it's another one we've talked about on the show before, and it's one that's Matt introduced us to, and I love him, and it's the lizard man of Scape Swamp.
Yeah.
You have to remember, likes butter beans.
Yes. That might be one that I have to go back and re-listen to because
I enjoy that.
I remember having a lot of fun, and I don't remember much of the details of that one at all. Sorry, I'm just getting emotional thinking about it.
I think another good one to cover would be there's in Victoria, and I think also New South Wales, legends of like Black Panthers
Of course.
being out in the,
Yes.
in the bush.
Kirsty Webeck and Cal Wilson really got very invested in the Otway
yes.
Panther.
Otway, that's the one, yes.
Yep. The
That's
sightings of a panther
There's
in the
some-
Otways.
And some people swear that they've seen
Yep.
like a giant panther
Yep.
living just in the Australian bush.
Yeah.
So I think that could be worth
That's
it.
fun.
That could be worth an
Get
episode.
Kirsty back on.
Yes, we'd love to get Kirsty back on.
Thank you so much, Lauren.
Yeah, I love that. But yeah, there's so many great cryptids. We're due for a good cryptid episode.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a little while. We should do
Yeah.
another one. I guess has that one come out that you did on tour? Did you? Would you say it's a tour? It was a cryptid.
Oh yes, that hasn't come out.
Okay,
yet.
never mind.
That's right. We recorded one in Manchester that is sort of cryptid at least adjacent.
Yes, yeah.
Definitely in that world of things.
So just keep your ears peeled for that. Next up, we have Jordan. Jordan's title is Advocate for Mental Health, just not my own. And Jordan, oh man.
Come on, Jordan. You got to look after yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup.
You're after my own heart. I'm the same. I'm like, you've got to have boundaries. You got to look after yourself. Can't give from an empty cup. Yada yada yada. Me, push, 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 push. Okay, and Jordan has given us this is a first hobby sharing.
Oh, that's fun.
Love this. Okay, so I have some hobbies that are a weird dichotomy. Thought I'd share. So I love motorcycles and riding. I'm the guy in the motorcycle club that rode 1,000 miles in 24 hours. That's crazy. But I also crochet. I collect knives and swords, and I nude model for life drawing. And I do life drawing. Do any of y'all have any hobbies that look weird next to each other? P.S. Don't worry about the title. I couldn't think of anything else. Just saying, I'm fine. I'm okay. This is an amazing collection of hobbies.
Can we hear the list again?
Absolutely. I would love to. Riding motorbikes.
Yes.
Crochet. Collecting knives and swords.
Love that one.
Nude model for life drawing. And also doing the life drawing. So just like it's not just that, it's like a weird collection of hobbies.
Because my image of you changed every single one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I love.
Yeah, true.
Suddenly you were nude.
Yeah. Suddenly I was nude. You were drawing me.
And you were still nude.
Okay. However you need to do your art. I think, and I've said this for a couple of years now, but I don't have many hobbies. I don't really think I have any hobbies, and that's something I wanted to get back into a bit more. I suppose like photography in a very gentle way is a bit of a hobby of mine.
That's right, yeah.
I do. I bought myself like a good camera a little while ago and tried to get a bit more into photography, but it's just it didn't capture me as much. I have like a flashback camera now, which is like a disposable camera, but it's digital. It's not disposable. It's reusable, and it's really fun.
It's so fun. It sounds, I think, a little bit wild out of context like that. When you describe it, people go, "What? What is it?" But when you experience the thing, it's awesome.
It's really fun. Yeah.
So you take the 24 or whatever photos per quote unquote roll, and then at the end it downloads to your phone.
Yep. And
I think it's really fun.
And they look old school and nostalgic, and they were very fun. I had a lot of fun taking photos on tour.
Yeah, some of the best photos we have from the whole trip are from that. It looks awesome.
Yeah, so I guess so. And like video games in a way, go through phases with that, but I want to take up more hobbies, but I don't think any of them seem strange next to each other, you know? I collect magnets and I take photos. That's not, those are things that I think kind of match.
Yeah, they're in a similar realm.
Yeah. What would you say your hobbies are, Dave?
For a while, I've been talking about trying to get back into tennis, and that was my request for a Christmas present was a new tennis racket.
Love that.
And I have a suspicion that I will have got it by now.
Okay.
I think that I'm getting it.
I hope so.
There was a tennis racket shaped package arrived.
Here's the thing. Because, of course, like if your wife's buying that, it's got to arrive to your house. My husband still gets all of my presents delivered to my parents' house, and then he'll just make an excuse to leave the house for a bit, drives over to my parents to pick them up. I'm like, just get them delivered here. It's a box. I don't know what's in it.
Is it always a full surprise?
No, this time I literally said, hey, I'd like these shoes. They're on sale right now. You can pick the colour. So there's an element of surprise, but I know I'm getting shoes. Or I got shoes.
Do you think they're still going to your mum and dad's place?
Probably.
That's so funny.
Every time.
So tennis is something I'd like to just do very, very casually. And I'm not going pro, basically. I don't think I can win Wimbledon. I've accepted that now.
It's fun to have like
34.
A sport or a game or something active as a hobby.
And then I've also, at the end of last year, started playing music again for the first time in 10 years, playing in my friend Tom's band, Long Legs.
Yeah.
So, a bit of music, a bit of tennis, but I don't know if that's a weird combo. It's just a combo that I had when I was 14, and now 20 years later, I'm like, I really enjoyed those. I'm going to do them again.
Yeah, I think it's hard to start a new hobby completely from scratch.
Yes.
I have done a couple of paint by numbers, and that's always very fun because I'm not a good drawer or like I can't paint or anything.
Yeah.
But I do find it quite relaxing to just sit there and just sort of paint for a little bit. That's always kind of nice. But yeah, I would love to pick up a few new hobbies because I sort of go, I haven't played basketball for a couple of years. Maybe I'll play that again. But it's like, I've done that since I was 7. Why not try a new sport?
Yes.
Try something a bit different. Love all those hobbies. Jordan.
Yeah, good on you. That's awesome. You sound like having a really nice time.
Yeah, it seems like you're like living your life, and that's great. Thank you, Jordan, and thank you for reminding me to fucking get a new hobby. And finally, for our fact quote in question this week, Broderick Henry with title Dog.
Well, you come to the right place. We love them.
Find out. And Broderick, aka Dog, has a question. And the question is, bark, bark, bark. Hello, two wonderful looking people and one extremely cream my jeans person. Well, there's only two of us here, so we're both just wonderful looking.
Okay.
I have maybe a very specific question, but here it goes. At this point in your life, what is something you haven't done that most people think you have only because you love the reactions you get?
Okay, I might need that one more time.
At this point in your life, what is something you haven't done that most people think you have only because you love the reactions you get? It does go on, so let's...
Okay, sorry. I thought that was it, so I apologise.
Me? So I'm into a lot of fandoms. Video games, comics, movies, TV, anime, D&D, the works. When a friend has a question about a fandom, I'm the one they go to because I most likely will have the answer and then some about it. But... there are two sets of trilogies I haven't seen, the Lord of the Rings movies and the first 6 Star Wars movies. At this point, as a 29-year-old man, I don't only because when I tell people I haven't, their reaction to it warms my heart. And it's even better because I'm not even lying. It's even better when I tell people that I've seen Star Wars episodes 7 to 9 and the Hobbit movies, which are mostly not well received, and that gets them even more upset and confused. Maybe in 30 years I'll finally get around to watching them, but right now this is getting me through my life. If you're not able to answer that, here's a second question. What'd you have for dinner yesterday?
Ooh, I can probably think of that.
I had a pesto pasta with broccoli. And...
we had a homemade pizza.
oh, yum.
Also with pesto.
Love a pizza. Love pesto.
Mm.
Yeah. So
is the kind of the question is what's something that
you haven't done or you haven't seen or like you that people are surprised maybe that you haven't done or haven't. Yeah. I was surprised you haven't been to Tasmania.
Yes, I've been to every capital city we have in this country except Hobart.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
I've been to all the states and territories.
But you've also travelled overseas extensively.
Mm.
So it is always surprising when it's like, that's a 45-minute flight and you haven't been.
I'd love to. There's nothing against it.
Or New Zealand. You haven't been to New Zealand, right?
That's right. No,
yeah.
I'd love to.
You've gone very far, but not close.
Yes. I hate islands.
Yes. We're on one.
Yeah, I know. Except for Japan, Cuba, the Bahamas, Iceland.
And again, the island we live on.
Yeah, and Australia.
Yeah, co means island, but okay.
But I'd love to go to those things. I'm similar in a sense. People, I guess I'm not as into fandom, so maybe it's probably less a degree. I've never seen the Lord of the Rings movies, and that people do get very surprised by that.
Because you look like a nerd.
I think so. Or just because it was a cultural touchstone that everyone's seen. Have you seen them?
I have. Yeah. But only because my friend Liv in high school was obsessed. So, and she had, you know how like there's one friend in every group that had the house that everybody went to? Liv's house was the house. Yep. So she often got say in what we watched. So I've seen Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. I can't think of examples for me.
A thing that you say you haven't seen and people are like, what the? I can't believe... Back to the Future was one for you recently.
I had seen it. But, But I hadn't watched it probably for 30 years or something. So I was rewatching. People are always surprised that I'm not a pro surfer.
Yeah, because you're so bodacious.
Yeah, my hair's always sort of beach waves.
Yeah.
That I'm not a black belt. Yeah, they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, red, but not black.
Yeah, people say, how much do you powerlift? And I say, I've actually never powerlifted. And
they
go, what?
That's
unbelievable.
That's crazy.
I actually can't believe that.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I do have an answer for that one. I'm glad I thought of one for Dave. But I did not think of one for me. But I did have pesto pasta for dinner. So I answered your question, dog.
Nice.
Thank you, Broderick. Thank you, Broderick, Jordan, Lauren, and Nathan. Now, Dave, next thing we need to do. Take it away.
Not need to, but it's our privilege. Get to. Shout out the people that have been supporting the show on Patreon. If you're on for a few months these days, I think that's about the wait. Maybe up to 6 months. We will shout you out live on an episode, which we're going to do now to 9 lucky souls.
You lucky things.
You lucky things. And we usually come up with a bit of a game connected to the episode in some way.
Yeah.
So remember, Jess, because this was a few weeks ago that we recorded this in Bristol, it was about a body of a gorilla that had been stuffed,
Yeah.
Alfred, and then kidnapped.
So I'm thinking, what animal did they kidnap?
Okay.
And what was that animal's name?
Yes,
So
good one.
format, Alfred the gorilla, name, an animal.
Perfect.
How about that?
I love it.
Do you want to take turns?
I'd love to. Do you want me to kick it off?
Please.
I would like to thank, first of all, from Mount Waverley.
Where I grew up.
Whoa. Oh my goodness.
Huge.
Maybe you know this person. From Victoria in Mount Waverley, like we said, it is Sophie Byrne.
Sophie
Is that ringing any
Byrne.
bells?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Sophie, if we did go to school together. What school did you go to? Or have you moved to Mount Waverley more recently?
Wow. We'll never know.
We'll never know.
But Sophie
You can't answer me.
has stolen a zebra named Gerald.
So it's Gerald the zebra.
Gerald the zebra.
That's the format, Dave.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Name
Sophie
first.
has stolen a zebra called Gerald, Gerald the zebra.
You're so annoying.
And that's
That's how you do
Sophie.
it. Thank you, Sophie. I would like to thank from Bagara in Queensland. Is
I've
that
never
how you
heard
say
of
that?
Bagara.
Bagara.
Barjara.
Bajara. I would love to thank Dimity Comino. What a name. What a combo of names. What a comino of names. Dimity kidnapped Gregory the parakeet.
Gregory the parakeet.
Yep.
Wow, it's hard to kidnap a bird. You have to sort of lure it over.
You just grab their legs.
Oh, okay.
Pretty easy. Sure, they can flap their wings, but I'm holding them.
Hey, I've got your legs now.
I've got your legs. Got your legs. Yeah, people say that to babies. Got your nose? Nuh-uh. I got your legs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From McLeod here in Victoria, near La Trobe University, where I went to university. We're going to try and tie ourselves to all these people.
Of course.
From McLeod, it's Ashlyn Prendergast.
Ooh.
Like that name, Ashlyn Prendergast, who
nice.
has stolen. They have stolen,
Kidnapped.
kidnapped Jemima the rhinoceros.
Whoa! Jemima is such a cute name for such a big animal.
Yeah, good combo.
That's great. And hard to kidnap.
Yeah, you've got to be a pro kidnapper.
You got to have a truck for that.
Yeah,
Probably a pretty big one.
yeah.
Not just like a little, rental truck you do
truck.
to move house on a weekend.
Possibly a road train.
Yeah. Whoa. Thank you. And also from Dallas, Texas, Caitlin Everhart. Are you kidding me? What's happening with these names? Gorgeous stuff. Caitlin, obviously, and famously kidnapped Henrietta the alligator.
Oh wow!
Again, cutesy name for
Yeah.
someone think with quite sharp teeth.
Yes. Love Henrietta the alligator.
But alligators, not as big as crocodiles. Not as big as our crocs, okay?
Not the salties.
The problem is we went and did like a swamp tour in New Orleans and saw alligators. But a year earlier, we were up in Cairns in far north Queensland and saw crocs that are very big.
Yeah.
Alligators look teeny tiny in
But
comparison.
you're kind of like, great, where are the big ones? These are the babies.
I was like, I'd jump in for a swim.
Yeah,
like,
this
what are
is
you talking
nothing.
about? Oh no, it's got my little toe. Like, whatever.
not my toe.
That's not going to death roll me. I'll
Yeah.
death roll it.
Yeah.
You know?
Shoulders boss.
I'm king of the swamp. So I kept yelling.
All right. From Washington, D.C., I would like to thank Alex.
Alex.
Alex. Thank you so much, Alex, who has stolen
Kidnapped. just being pedantic for fun.
Philip
Philip.
the butterfly.
Whoa. That's kind of easy. Put it
Giant-
under your hat.
Yeah, but it's a giant butterfly.
Okay. Put it under a big hat.
Yeah, good one. Just cop that, Philip.
You just don't think like a crook, Dave, like I do.
No, I'm too straight at 180.
You're a good boy. From Washington, D.C., we now go to Seattle, Washington,
What?
and thank Patrick.
Patrick.
Patrick, of course, has kidnapped Patrick, the sea
snake. Do you want a little clue there?
Patrick the starfish. From
Patrick the
SpongeBob.
starfish.
SpongeBob. From SpongeBob SquarePants. He's kidnapped Patrick. Patrick Star.
Patrick the starfish. Love that.
Huge.
I would like to thank from a location that is unknown to us.
Oh.
We can only assume it's deeper than the Fortress of the Moles. And thank you to Ben Dobbs. Ben Dobbs, who has kidnapped Russell
Oh,
the...
Crowe.
That's a good one.
No, it's not.
Right, no, Russell the Crow.
What were you going to say? And we'll choose the best one.
I think I was going to say Russell the Jack Russell.
That's pretty good too. Go with Jack Russell. That's funny.
Well, it could be both.
Could be both.
What if he's getting a collection of stolen or kidnapped Russells?
Yeah.
There's a crow. There's Jack Russell.
Yep. He's got the whole set. I would like to thank as well from the Blue Mountains in New South Wales, Zach Forbes.
Zach Forbes.
Zach Forbes kidnapped Felicia the Flamingo.
Oh, great name for a flamingo. Nice.
Felicia.
Felicia the Flamingo.
Yeah, a bit of alliteration there.
That's really, really nice.
We love it.
All right, finally from us this week, I would like to thank from Newport in the greatest of Britons. It's Katrin Williams,
Good
who
stuff.
has stolen. Name, first of all,
Yes.
is Christina,
Uh-huh.
the giant
Whoa.
tortoise.
Whoa. Again, you need a truck for that.
They're giant.
Quite big.
They are big, but they are slow.
Yes. So,
You'll be able to catch
easy
up.
to get them.
Yeah.
But they're heavy and
Yeah.
big. So yeah, you need can't just put that in the back of your Corolla,
Yeah.
you know?
No, you can't put Christine in the back of your
You got to
Corolla.
think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You steal a parakeet, chuck it in the back of your car, whatever. Who cares? Giant tortoise, that takes some planning.
That takes a lot of planning.
Huge. Thank you so much again to Katrine, Zach, Ben, Patrick, Alex, Caitlin, Ashlyn, Dimity, and Sophie. And Dave, final thing we need to do is welcome people into the Triptych Club. Now, this is for people who support us at dogoonpod.com. Nope, at patreon.com/dogoonpod.
That's right.
For 3 consecutive years. They've been here for a long time, and we appreciate them and we love them. And there's a few to welcome in this week, Dave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Really?
7, 8.
Oh, my goodness. 8
that we're welcoming in. And so
I can't believe these people have all been supporting us for 3 years. Thank you so much this week.
I'm giving you that heads up because for people joining us for the first time, Dave, he's up on stage. He welcomes you in to the Triptych Club, which is like a cool members-only club. It's got everything you could ever want, live entertainment, coolest people, games, activities, bathrooms. Just mentioning they've got...
Yeah, we got that. Would you have showers as well?
Yeah.
Do we have tubs?
Yeah. I mean, we have Matt Stewart. Of course we have a
so
tub.
We need a tub. We probably actually have a spa section. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We've just opened the day spa.
Yeah, it's lovely. It smells.
Gorgeous in there.
I mean, I haven't been in yet myself, but I can. Every time I walk past, I'm like, I've got to go. This smells fantastic.
Honestly, I think the part I like the most about I had a voucher to go get a massage or facial, and so I went and did that earlier this week. As you can tell, I'm glowing. But I think my favourite part of it is just lying in a quiet, dark room that smells really nice. Like, I don't really care what they're doing. That's going to sound really weird. I don't care what they're doing to my body.
Yeah, whatever. Hey.
I'm like,
whatever.
okay, yeah, you do a gentle massage, do a firm massage. I don't care what you're putting on my face. I'm just having a nice lie down in a nice smelling room. Love it. So yeah, you can do that. I'm behind the bar, so I've got gorilla meat.
Okay.
I didn't know how to dance around it. I had ordered some just normal everyday meat.
Yep.
And the butcher, he did not come through with that. He did offer gorilla meat. I thought that is in poor taste given the topic, but I have a lot of people to feed. So there are gorilla tacos.
I mean, they would make a great taco.
It'd make a great taco. I don't feel good about this ethically as a vegetarian, but it's what I have.
But as a chef.
As a chef.
Hey, you just cook with what you've got.
I got to feed people.
What's in front of you?
Okay. Also, everything else I've ever offered in the Triptych Club is available.
Yeah, so if you don't want the gorilla taco.
It's quite an extensive menu. Like, I think it's honestly, if you came in not knowing what the Triptych Club was, A, you wouldn't be there because you can't get in.
You can't get in.
But B, you'd go, poor. It's one of those places that's trying to do too many things.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, you do curries, fish and chips, and soup.
Yeah, and you do them all well.
Okay.
Also, you do Asian fusion and also pub classics and pizzas. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, so Dave, you also...
And you do gorilla tacos. Hey, I book a band. You're never going to believe it this week. I've actually had a band pull out.
What?
Yeah.
What do we do?
I really wanted the classic English band Blur to come along.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, one of the band members now makes cheese, I believe. They were together, but I think they've split up again recently, or they're on hiatus. So Damon Albarn.
They're on I Hate Us.
Yeah, they're on hiatus. And singer of the band, Damon Albarn, got in contact and said, "Look, I'm sorry, Blur's going to have to pull out, but would you be interested in having my other band, Gorillaz, play?" And I said, obviously, it's not quite as good.
I did not know that Gorillaz and Blur shared members.
It's the same singer. So that's why I said,
That's crazy.
all right, I'll take you. But obviously, we're going to have to get a discount on this.
Absolutely. Such short notice.
Such short
You
notice.
sign a contract when you come to play at the Triptych Club.
Absolutely. I've got several lawyers working with me. So please welcome to the stage this Gorillaz.
Whoa.
Woo.
Yeah. Woo,
guess.
I guess.
I guess they've got some amazing songs.
Just
or
put up
whatever.
with it, guys.
I guess
okay?
they put on a famously good live show with many members or whatever.
We'll have someone better next week. And we're sorry about this. So what we'll do then, I will play the role of Matt. I've got the clipboard here. I'll read the names. I'll lift the velvet rope. I'll welcome you in. Everybody will be cheering, whooping. Dave hypes you up with some incredible wordplay.
Thank you. Finally, it's being said properly.
And I hype Dave up with love.
Thank you.
Because people say, God, Jess, she's a miserable bitch, isn't she? No.
Only 10% of the population say that.
I'd be okay with that, actually.
That's a pretty good ratio.
That's pretty good.
90%
If
of people?
90% are like, she seems nice.
Well, I didn't say that.
But 10% say miserable bitch. Yeah, I'm actually still okay with it. Anyway, but I love Dave with a passion and I love to hype him up. So here we go. From Carlisle in Illinois in the US, it's Nikita Pruitt.
Who knew it with Nikita Pruitt? We knew it, and they ain't gonna blow it.
Okay, you ruined it.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
From Brunswick West here in Victoria, it's Jessica Hewitson.
Who knew it's in with Jessica Hewitson? Can I do it with all of them, do you reckon?
Let's find out. From Manhattan, but in Kansas, it's Aubrey Gaunt.
Who's behind the taunt with Aubrey Gaunt?
Okay. From Falkenberg
God.
in...
I think it's Sweden.
Yeah, in Sweden,
Okay.
it's Isaac Theodorsson.
Who's behind the attack with Isaac?
Yes.
Can we get something for Tia Dawson?
Sure. Can we?
Whose favourite?
Yep. I'm here with you. You're okay. We can edit out the silences.
Well, we have to edit 30 minutes there. We put it into a generator there to solve this. Whose favourite is Dawson?
I adore.
With Isaac to Dawson, and they talk
Yeah.
about who their favourite Dawson's Creek character is.
Love it.
Mine's Pacey.
From San Ramon in California, it's George Pascoe.
Who's been eating Tabasco with George Pascoe?
Yes. From Address Unknown, deep within the Fortress of the Moles, it's James.
Who's lames with James?
And it's just James's list of people that they think are lame. Who's on the lame list this week? It's a short podcast, but it is gripping.
This week's lame list.
From Pensacola, Florida, it's Anthony Brown.
Who's hometown with Anthony Brown? And they take you back to your hometown.
That's fantastic. And from Greenville, South Carolina, it's Edward Duffy.
Whose nose is stuffy with Edward Duffy?
Edward has chronic sinus issues.
But
really
he's trying
annoying.
to find a cure.
Yes.
Going through the different remedies.
Beautiful stuff. Welcome in Edward, Anthony, James, George, Isaac, Aubrey, Jessica, and Nikita. Please grab a drink or a taco if you want. No judgment. Use the bathrooms, book a massage, and relax and mingle. You can't leave ever. But why would you want to? We have everything
It's
you need.
amazing in there. It's so
We
great.
have like a co-working space for people who want to keep up their jobs.
Yeah, if you want to get your shit done, you can do it.
But I don't really see why, because we feed you and there's a toilet, and what more is there?
Exactly. You've got
What is this, prison?
high-speed Wi-Fi if you want to talk to your family, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know why you would.
Well, they can wave at you through the fence.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But we're your family now.
We're your family now. So thank you so much for joining us for yet another fantastic episode of Do Go On, if I may say so myself, as one of the hosts of Do Go On. We'll be back next week. Look, what I will say is you can suggest a topic if you want to. You don't have to be a Patreon. You don't have to pay a cent to suggest a topic.
No.
There's a link in our show notes, and it's also on our website, which is dogoonpod.com. And you can find us on social media at Do Go On Pod or Do Go On Podcast on TikTok. Dave, boot this baby home.
Until next week, we will say thank you so much for listening, and until then, it's goodbye.
Laters. Bye.
Don't forget to sign up to our tour mailing list so we know where in the world you are and we can come and tell you when we're coming there.
Wherever we go, we always hear 6 months later, oh, you should come to Manchester. We were just in Manchester.
We were just there, but this way you'll never miss out. And don't forget to sign up, go to our Instagram, click our link tree. Very, very easy.
It means we know to come to you, and you'll also know that we're coming to you.
Yeah, we'll come to you, you come to us. Very good.
And we give you a spam-free guarantee.